The UFL Gambling Podcast Week 5 reaction show and power rankings episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by NYRA Bets. Yes, Naira Bets. Bet the Kentucky Derby by using code SGPN25 for a $25 free bet plus a $200 deposit match bonus at nyrabets.com/SGPN25 and start winning today. And remember, as always, folks, too, let it ride.
This is Brian Bosworth, aka The Boz, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, brother. Peace out. Boz out.
Is this or is this not the XFL? Yes, it is. Do I not currently have a pulse? Yes, I do. Let's play football.
Welcome to the UFL Gambling Podcast Week 5 reaction show. YouTube.com/ at UFL Gambling Pod. Jump on over there, hit that like and subscribe button because this is where crossroads meet bullshit. And we will be talking about all those games. If you're wondering just who the hell you're listening to, that's fair. My name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
He's the kind of guy that would drink a gallon of gasoline so he could piss in your campfire. You could drop this guy off at the Arctic Circle wearing a pair of bikini underwear without his toothbrush, and tomorrow afternoon he's going to show up at your poolside with $1 million smile and a fistful of pesos.
Well, I didn't really make a fistful of pesos this week, but we will talk about all the madness, all the fun. A lot of good times happening in the UFL. I am joined by my co-host. He is the host of the Bottom Line Bobs podcast. Subscribe, tell a friend. Got Triple Crown starting. Do you want to crown yourself? Get on over to the Bottom Line Bobs. Give it up for Scumbagger Vance, a.k.a. the Bet Detective, CJ Sullivan. How are you, pal?
Good, buddy. What's up? Yep, Triple Crown. I'll crown myself the Triple Crown champion as the 3 money line dog parlay champion, 13-1, as we gave out right on this show. That shipped easily. Come on, baby. Kind of easily.
We are also joined by third man in the booth. He's the host of the Old Fashioned Football Podcast. He cashed a future on NFL draft prop with the wide receiver Tet McMillan.
Yes,
going in the top 10 picks. Give it up for the great Justin Mark, aka No Turn J Mark. How are you, pal?
Doing good. Went 4-0 against the spread. It's the first really good week I've had in UFL. Finally. 2-2 on totals, but we'll just stick to the spread 4-0.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Real quickly,
Ooh.
I want to say yesterday's I did a show on the main thing about the NFL Rookie of the Year. We went through the market and we talked about that thing online of 100 guys to beat a gorilla. That kind of that great question that's out there. And someone proposed, who out of all of SGPN would you nominate as our one guy to toss in there? And Hunter and I went with J Mark.
Oh,
I said he's wily, got Iowa strong hands. You know, I mean,
right.
you don't want to go gorilla on gorilla. You know, you want someone who can think like it though, to get in there and shift around. So you're my guy.
Well,
you're my guy, J Mark, to
you.
kill a
Thank
gorilla.
I did have. I think last season, I think I gave out J Mark to survive the zombie apocalypse because he lives on a farm in Iowa. And he the no turn effect, I think, and then So you're winning a lot of these contests, J Mark. How do you feel? Obviously, you went 4-0, but I think that's even better than 4-0 in the UFL where crossroads meet bullshit. What do you make of those things that you keep getting voted for?
Yeah, 100% agree that is better than going 4-0 in the UFL. The coworkers at work say the same thing. If a zombie apocalypse happens, they're coming to my place because I can hunt and forage. And honored for that. So,
and there's a bunker in there somewhere on the lot that you can hide out in.
I got go bags with gas masks and everything. I'm ready.
Let's go. Folks, look, before we start recapping the first game, I do want to let you know that we are the UFL Gambling Podcast, part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. And look, support SGPN's free content by taking a second to just give us 5 stars and subscribe. A nice little review on iTunes. It doesn't take long, and you can help us. All right, you can help us. Maybe you think this pod needs dessert. Needs more love. Well, that's how you do it, pal. All right, get on over there and let it ride. All right, we are back on the UFL Gambling Podcast, and we have outcomes. I even quickly threw together slides. Hope I didn't fuck them up. Here we go. Memphis, what happened here? I'm just going to let the audience know. I'm not going to cheat. I'm not going to pull a Stephen A. Smith and start talking about Derek Johnson's a linebacker for the fucking Chiefs, even though he's been retired for 7 years. I was just up in the mountains of Appalachia, and I didn't catch any games this weekend. So I apologize. I try to catch games every single weekend, but look, you're up there in the mountains. TV reception's not great, and I was with a group of people that had zero interest in watching the UFL. So that's what happened. But walk me through what happened here, guys, because I was baffled like you guys. I understand there was it was a special teams return. Yeah, which you remember those things. It was great when we had a real kickoff. But what happened here, Bet Detective?
Well, that was a field goal, 108-yard field goal return.
Yeah,
right,
but I'm just saying special teams is a cool thing. It'd be cool if we leaned into that.
Wind looked good. Memphis had that Mazzoni bump. They came to play. Birmingham was their usual sloppy self. Cookus was he was solid. He had a nice second half comeback, but he also made some bad passes. His interception was really bad. He went for a little bit too much, when the checkdowns would have been necessary. Skip tried to coach him through it. But Memphis came to play. It was an even game. Then it came down at overtime, and then there was hilarious shenanigans in that overtime. You want to talk about your new bullshit, the 2-point shootouts, and they got their first 2-point conversion because Birmingham had back-to-back penalties. Like, automatic 2-pointers. Like, what the fuck are these rules? But it was weird. And then Skip called the wrong number on a challenge, and they don't let you correct it, which is insane. Because how did it not guide you through it? Like, I think you mean 96, coach. Just tell us. We'll help you out here. But they're like, nope, wrong number. Sorry, no good. But I'll say this: Birmingham should have won it, but Memphis did everything they can to deserve to win it. It wasn't a fluke at all.
I can tell you this, having not watched a second of this game, Case Cookus threw for 3.8 yards an attempt. That's horrible.
Yeah, he ran for 83 though.
Huh?
He did run for 83 though.
Okay, I'm just saying 3.8 yards attempt.
Yeah, you're right.
That's not Birmingham Stallion football. I'll tell you that right now. But and this Dresser Win kid, huh? He's got it together, huh?
Whatever Dresser Win was, it was good. whatever that thing is, it came out and it was great. They got the win. But yeah, J Mark was the one who was all over. I thought Memphis would play, but I thought this would be the get right game. Maybe there is no get right game for Birmingham. Maybe this is Birmingham football. Who knows?
Could be. I'm not buying it personally. Skip will make the adjustments. The league probably ordered this one in. J Mark, you were all over this.
Yeah.
Did you play the money line?
I didn't, but I liked the money line. I didn't give it out though. This was for me. CJ and I talked a little bit about it before we went live. I think this is that one game bump you get when a new quarterback comes in that Dresser Win has never made a professional start. So you got no tape on him except for college. And despite being a great coach like Skip Holtz is, for whatever reason at all levels of football, that seems to throw teams. They seem to be thrown by that and not being able to prepare adequately for that quarterback. Do I expect Memphis to go on some win streak now? No. But I do think that, my point of the handicap was Stallions have been sloppy. Dresser Win's going to have that one game bump of a new quarterback and cover. And I didn't expect them to win outright like that. It was funky in the overtime, and Skip reacting to calling the wrong number was pretty funny. The whole, I called the wrong number. It's too late.
Right.
I mean, he sounds frantic about it, but you also know he doesn't really care. But yeah, I mean, it's just this Birmingham team is sloppy, and I've been trying to figure it out because we've seen him succeed with so many different offensive pieces, right? Different quarterbacks, which, by the way, Matt Corral is expected back this week, I believe. But we've seen him succeed with so many different quarterbacks. I think the missing piece is Scooby Wright. You don't have a smart guy being the quarterback of your defense there, and they just don't look the same. And that's the only thing I can figure out of what are they missing. They're missing a guy like Scooby.
I love Scooby Wright. Shout out to Scooby Wright, but I didn't watch this game, so I can't talk accurately about this game. But the O-line is not the same O-line from the previous years. And that's why I've been saying, like, they got to run the quarterback more. Well, Cookus ran the ball, but this is by far the worst passing yardage per completion than I think I've ever seen the Stallions have. So when they get one thing right, they can't get the other thing right. And obviously they've been dinged up, but no excuses. They look like shit. You lose to Memphis, you don't deserve to be in this league. All right. So,
oh man, coming in hot from the mountains. I didn't see it, but get out of the league.
That's fine.
Get out of that goddamn league. All right.
One other thing, now I'm blanking on his name. Is it Dawood Davis?
Yes.
For Memphis.
Yes.
He's coming back.
Oh, nice. I mean, all the receivers had a ton of targets in this game for sure. And Mazzone did say that he wanted to do quick passes, then just like, pure volume, so they don't have to think at all. And you called it right on, J Mark. It was perfectly called.
Yeah, that was a great call. And glad I didn't see those that foo overtime. But I do want to mention that right now you can get the Stallions at plus 300 to win the Freedom Cup. Wow. Still the odds-on leader over at DK right now.
Yeah, I'm seeing plus 320 on my bookie. I mean, that's
pretty wild.
I've seen them in years, probably, right?
Yeah. But we'll talk about a couple other teams that might be in competition with them. Next up, we go to St. Louis, where the Battle Birds. I can't believe I didn't hit this. Ridiculous. Beat the Michigan Panthers 32-27. And just want to remind the league and Mike Nolan that you have a quarterback that I'm looking at the stats right now. Just yards per attempt, the best in the league by a substantial amount. Bryce Perkins. Percentage. Guess who the best completion percentage in the league is?
I couldn't even possibly guess.
It's Bryce Perkins.
Blake Jackson.
How about we can go QBR. Bryce Perkins is at 107.1. The closest is Luis Perez at 87.6.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you were definitely justified in this game here. Perkins was great, and then as soon as they pulled him, they interviewed him on the sideline. Etling goes in there and throws an interception immediately with Perkins on camera watching it going, what the fuck? Like, what are we doing here? It was insane. It was a great game. St. Louis played great game. Great. I mean, this was actually fun, really fun to watch. It was back and forth. Duggan looked good, too, though you can't these Battle Birds did look great in the dome. Nakua throwing a punch at a fan afterwards.
No, that was great. No, I did see that. I got tagged in that like 10 times.
Yeah, that was
good. But don't worry, the league needs more of that.
Yeah, UFL's doing an investigation. You imagine those private eyes they send down there to do the investigation. Piece of trash St. Louis fan was.
They ended up giving him a 1-game suspension. But
my God.
The rumor is this fan spit on him. I think if you spit on somebody, you deserve to get dead.
That's what they always throw the spit on there to justify any kind of blow up a fight.
Camera's not that good, especially.
Yeah, it's the perfect excuse to throw there. He spit on me. Oh well, if he spit on you, that's it. You can fucking rip his head off, but you can't see it on camera. You can just claim it. Listen, I think he doesn't have to justify it. I mean, of course the fan said something to him. Any fan who's leaning over like that talking on Nakua doesn't want to go over there and fight him, but he probably deserved it, 100%. But Michigan, did you hear what St. Louis was saying? Like this, he goes, those bitches were fucking crying all game. He's like, they couldn't handle it, and they really talk trash of Michigan. It was awesome.
One of the things that stands out to me, guys, is, I look every week just at yardage in a game, right? There's not many teams that break that get to 400 yards in this league. I think St. Louis did week 1 at Houston. I don't know that any other team has, right? Yeah. I think maybe Arlington 1 week or DC 1 week, but it's kind of like you just don't see it much in this league. Michigan had 400 yards of offense. Glad to see that them dominating the yardage led to a nice 5-point loss. What the hell? I mean, do we make it? This is why, to me, the future, even though I have a future of Michigan, why did I power rank them further back? Is because I know Mike Nolan's a fucking idiot. All right. So, how concerned should we be about Michigan moving forward, J Mark?
He's been listening to us, obviously, because he came out today and said he's committing to just Bryce Perkins starting.
I'll believe it when I see it.
I know.
Yeah, allegedly no more 2 quarterback system. I mean, if that's the case, then yeah, I do think that they're going to have good success. But we've seen Bryce Perkins be who he is, and they still start Danny Etling. So it's hard to say how this is going to go.
It's just hard to get behind this league when you're this stupid. When you're this stupid and take out like the guy who's by far, according to stats, not only my opinion. If you just pull up the QB stats, like I said, every statistic says he's the best quarterback in the league, and he's not in at the critical points of the game, or he doesn't start games, and you want to build a fan base. Good luck. See, let me know how that works out for you.
One thing we missed on this, especially DFS wise, Hakeem Butler.
Yeah,
what a game returning back, drop motherfuckers on live air. I apologize for it.
I was just going to say that Hakeem Butler coming back. I mean, it changed the whole team's nucleus there. I mean, St. Louis looked way different with Hakeem Butler out there. You're like dropping the motherfuckers. He was amazing.
What's interesting is Duggan only threw the ball 12 times, but he did complete 9 of the 12. And then the thing I love about Max Duggan and why I was high on him at TCU was his athleticism, his capabilities running the ball. Mm-hmm. I dream of him and Skip Holtz working on the same team at some point. About the only UFL dream I think I have. But I mean, he looked vastly improved compared to a week ago based on a stat line. I didn't watch the game, but.
Yeah,
would you guys agree?
He ran for 70 and 2 touchdowns. Duggan looked good. I threw that in my handicap when I took St. Louis and Duggan with a week to prepare, not tossed into the game. He's going to be a little bit different than he was. And this was just and of course with Hakeem Butler to a run. I mean, it was just big play after big play. This game, it was great.
Yeah, he did look really good. One thing to watch, the injury report, their starting tackle and their best tackle, in my opinion, Juwan Bushell-Beatty. He is questionable. He's been limited in practice. So if they don't have him next week, I think that's big.
Yeah. I mean, they struggled to run the ball a little bit there outside of the quarterback spot. Just on the ground, I believe, 16 rushes, 56 yards. That ain't going to do much. Duggan saving the day for these battle birds. Let's talk about the next game. But before I do that, I do want to let the good folks know that the UFL Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Edge Boost. Yes, Edge Boost is the first ever bank account built for bettors, ensuring all gambling transactions are approved. No usage fees, no minimums, no credit check, earn cash back rewards, 100% approval for all betting deposits. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet. Use our promo code SGPN. Once again, deposit $25. EdgeBoost will match that deposit. That's edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Nyra Bets. Yes, NYRA Bets. It's Derby week again at SGPN. I got my tickets, my futures right here. Let's go. Make sure to check out our horse racing podcast, the Notorious OTB. Shout out to the Wolf of Oaklawn and Company for all of your picks. Plus, get in on the action of the most exciting 2 minutes in sports with NYRA Bets. Sign up today and boost your Derby bankroll with a $25 free bet and a $200 bonus deposit bonus there with the promo code SGPN25. Jordan now to claim $25 free bet and $200 deposit match bonus. Once again, nyrabets.com/SGPN25. We're also brought to you by MyBookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet on every single sport, including the NBA playoffs. Plus, there's props for every game. And for the true DGens out there, the MyBookie money bag is a bundle of fun. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of different locations as well. You can easily deposit, get lightning fast payouts using crypto. So hop on over there. But when you do, use our promo code TCESGPN over at MyBookie.ag. That will give you a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Once again, terms and conditions apply. That's MyBookie.ag. Promo code TCESGPN. All right, we are back on the UFL Gambling Podcast. I
have breaking news real quick though. Sorry.
What's that?
One, Memphis did sign Wes Hillis as running back. They're the old UFL rushing leader. But also, I was just called for the UFL investigation in the Nakua punch. The bet detective was called, and I got my trapper keeper here from the Narcovelli catalog, and I'm going to lock in my Mike Leach button on it. Slap that into
chip.
plastic.
There we go.
The poker chip. Put that into plastic, the trapper keeper style. Trapper keeper's a little more cumbersome than I remember growing up, but they got all my files in there. Got my UFL folder, so I'm going to get to the bottom of the slap investigation for the UFL.
Make sure you check out. Apparently, Toatawa's dad was sitting close behind this guy, so check out his statement.
I'm gathering all evidence.
Ooh, I like this. Bet detective is on the case, folks.
Yes. All right, go ahead.
He'll be one of the other employees that represented watching the game at Ford Field next week, probably. Next up, what in the hell was this?
The Houston one there.
Oh, did I the DC Defenders. Oh, my only money line play, or my only win. The DC Defenders, and I'll be honest, I did score monitor this a little bit while I was doing Jaeger bombs. They were getting their ass kicked. What the hell happened here? I saw people tweeting that Arlington is the best team in the league, and then I pull up the scores later, and I'm like, oh, DC won. There we go. I cashed my money line.
You did.
What the hell happened here, Bet Detective?
Well, this immediately trumped the last game for best game of the weekend. Just when we thought this was St. Louis was going to be the best game, this became the greatest game. This was a back and forth affair. Arlington was up big early on, but a lot of it was like, DC missed a field goal, Arlington make a field goal. Arlington would make 2-point conversions, DC would miss it. So that became like a 9-point deficit. Perez looked good. They still, Tamu made a, his typical bad pass, but then they couldn't stop him. Tamu's deep ball, he would get under pressure, do what he does. There was a 1-on-1, and all three of his receivers there, Powell, Sanders, Roland, they got double-digit targets, almost all of them, and they all made plays, and they could not stop those one-on-one deep balls. And, DC just kept coming, and they kept scoring, and eventually they, got an interception at the end of the game to win it. But this was a back-and-forth affair. Total yards, 390, 356. Arlington did look good. Balaj looked amazing. Perez looked pretty solid. But it was just too much Tamu. 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, 37 rushing, and a touchdown. There's your DFS superstar right there.
Well, and their odds, remember we gave them out last week 5-1, and now I'm seeing they're plus 300 or plus 350.
Yep. And we called that out to get it before this game because it's it'll definitely change. Although it didn't change that much, but this was an awesome game.
70 points in a game. Good God. Is this the NBA? J-Mark, your thoughts on these defenders with a critical win
it was fun
against these Arlington Renegade. What's that?
It's fun listening to ESPN break down the over, as this game had so many points at the first half. Right. Well, we don't normally see this many, but the over's up to 62. This, as somebody who has bashed Luis Perez and bashed Jordan Tamu, this was a hard game to watch because they both made some really, really good throws. This came down to turnovers, though, towards the end. Kalen Balaj just threw the ball at DC at one point, and so that hurt a lot. That kind of fueled this huge comeback. DC takes the lead. I like the announcers. 15 seconds left. They're at Arlington's at the 25-yard line, I think. And the announcer says, well, at some point, they got to throw it towards the end zone. They're down by 4. There's 15 seconds left. Where are they finding these guys? What the fuck?
They are hilarious.
And then Luis Perez does Luis Perez things and throws an interception. So kind of kills their comeback. And I just had to throw that in there just to get my swipe at Luis Perez.
And before, when he said it, like, "Oh, Luis Perez is great," then he threw out apparently pick 6, but then the guy was ruled out of bounds. Blandino had a couple of reviews this week where it's like, "Yep, that's it," and they're like, "Whoa, are you going to replay for us, Dino?" No, trust me, the ball hit the ground. That's it.
Right.
He's out of bounds. Like, who's committing this? Like, Blandino was upsetting me this weekend for sure. But yeah, Arlington did let this get away from them. For sure, they should have won this, but they couldn't stop. They also could not stop DC. They were a force.
Yeah. I mean, this is a defense we came in very bullish on. Now, we all took DC because we're sharp, but 37 points. Still not 400 yards though, which Michigan did. And Michigan lost, of course. But shout out to this league. But also. We had this massacre, and I got to give the bet detective all the credit in the world here, because I was all over Payton Pardee. Apparently, Payton Pardee should go back to being a clown at the fucking birthday parties in Texas, because what happened here? How do you get beat down like this? What the hell was this? And should we get our Houston Roughnecks futures? Because I'm looking at stat lines and some very impressive stuff happening with the quarterback position there with these Houston Roughnecks.
Right. Well, a couple things with this. One, this is the game I was most confident. And when I gave out my 13-1 money line dog parlay, that hit. And it came down to this game on Sunday. I didn't even thought about hedging. I'm like, this is the game they're going to roll. And they did. And 2, it's a crime that McClendon wasn't a quarterback for this team. And whoever before the year, like, what are they doing? Even if his numbers don't look great, his arm just looks electric out there. Like, oh, this is an actual quarterback out there. And it changes the entire team. Houston's defense is good. They've been playing solid. We'll get to Curtis Johnson in a second, but Pardee real quick. I mean, before halftime, he lets the clock run, doesn't call a timeout, and they get the ball back on first and goal. And then, so Houston's like, all right, well, let's let the clock run. And then they score a touchdown, Houston, but had some bullshit alignment penalty, which Curtis Johnson is hilarious. He starts yelling at the wrong player about. But then Pardee tries to act like, he did it strategically. Like, we didn't want them to call the right play. We didn't want them to have time to think about it. So we got to hold them to a field goal. What? You lucked out on a damn penalty. Don't act like don't act like this was strategy. I'm like, this guy is a clown. But then Curtis Johnson mic'd up was just a show all day. He was amazing. I'll let J Mark take over for that.
Well, I just want to be able to, we have to talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
The Brahmas of San Antonio averaged 1.7 yards per attempt. What? I didn't think that was possible. I remember making fun of someone earlier this year with 2.3. 1 point. Of course, the UFL that continues to outdo itself. How the fuck is that even possible? Unless you're just throwing screens for negative yards every fucking play. What an unbelievable stat line. J Mark, what happened here, and what do you think of that ridiculous stat?
Yeah, that is ridiculous. I mean, the Brahmas they are not good. Kellen Mond is not good. Jared Guantanamo Bay came in, did not look good. I don't know why they don't give Kevin Hogan a shot. I feel like he's got to do something a little bit better, but maybe not. But Houston just looked better. I mean, and CJ said it with the way that McClendon was throwing the ball. There were actually Houston Roughneck passers, receivers who didn't catch it. And I feel like it's because it had so much zip. Marcus Sims missed one. It bounced right off him. He's like, shit, I ain't used to catching this hot of a ball from Etling. He looked good. I did really enjoy ESPN kind of trolling Curtis Johnson. They put a bunch of his just sound bites together, and they were gold. I paused it. I told Miranda, I said, come watch this. Yeah. She was hysterically laughing at this guy. And she goes, and he's a head coach?
Yeah. He's the head coach.
He's a head coach.
He's the guy they're trying to put in the spotlight. He was amazing.
Is there any speculation that Wade's coming back, or is he at the old folks home in Boca Raton now?
Yeah, I've seen no speculation. As far as your question about futures, I mean, you can't trust Curtis Johnson to win a championship. So I think a future would be.
I'm just saying, plus 1,200 right now.
I know, and I've seen 50. They were 200-1 a couple weeks ago. That's when they were the absolute worst team. But I told you this team is not that. They're not as bad as we thought they were, even before McClendon got in there. I mean, they're playing team stuff now, and with McClendon, who knows what they can do? But Mond, I love what they promoted him to for his homecoming game in front of his hometown, and they kept showing his family. The family left third quarter. The family's like, "Yeah, we'll meet you at the the Golden Corral or something, but we're getting the hell out of here."
Well, I think it's worth mentioning that future because the Roughnecks are one game out of the playoff race.
Okay.
With the Stallions looking like shit, and the Panthers starting the wrong player every week, or playing the wrong players every week. Why not? They could win the whole goddamn conference, as far as I'm concerned. I know they got Curtis Johnson, and he's probably got to find a way to botch it. But I mean, should I throw in some action? Bet Detective, you thinking about throwing in some action on these Roughnecks?
Well, shop around. My bookie has them right now at 14 plus 14.25. I see what you're saying with the conference, but we were saying it's still just Curtis Johnson when it comes down to Curtis Johnson versus Skip Holtz. I mean, my God, that's such a mismatch. So, and we were also saying, listen, I love these Houston. I'm glad we were on it, but I think the number's starting to peak. It's might be time to sell on Houston a little bit. We already a look ahead line. They're already favored by 5.5 next week. What? let's pump the brakes.
Yeah. I just can't believe they only scored 3 fucking points.
They dominated.
Shout out to JJF 2530. Yeah. He's giving the Bet Detective big time shout out.
Well, and he's right about that defense.
Second in a tourney.
Awesome. Yeah, it's good for you.
Where the hell are you playing UFL tourneys?
I love it. And shout out to Z White, who had zip, as I said in my DFS lineup, 40 yards and a touchdown for the zip Z White.
Oh yeah,
there we go.
I took him as first touchdown, 10-1. Went to tweet it out, or after he scored, I went to retweet my tweet, and it said tweet had failed to send, and I felt really bad. It's like, well, fuck, I cashed it, and anybody that would have tailed did not. Sorry, guys.
Nice, good ship anyway.
Yeah, great.
Look, I know we got to get to our power rankings here, but I wanted to ask you guys, like I try to do every week, but this is where crossroads meet bullshit, so you can never guarantee these things. Friday we get Arlington at St. Louis at that filthy dome in St. Louis, but then you have Saturday, Memphis at Houston, which all of a sudden has a little bit of bounce to the ounce at TD ECU Stadium there with the Houston Cougars. And then Sunday you get DC at Michigan in a critical game at Ford Field with in Detroit there on ESPN2, and then San Antonio at Birmingham at Penetrope Stadium there. Which one are you most excited to see, Bet Detective, this upcoming week?
There's a couple intriguing games there. That Arlington game was good, but I think that DC St. Louis game should be juicy, especially if with the if they are playing Perkins the entire game, and with time, those are the two best quarterbacks I think in the league. So that could be fireworks at Michigan DC game.
Yeah, you could certainly make a case yardage wise. I believe.
Yeah,
it's pretty.
You're a slave to the yardage of Kobe. Don't act like you're not. You love the yardage.
Actually, Luis Perez is now in second place because Perkins didn't play the whole game. But in yardage, but how about Jordan Teamo? He's 1,200 yards. No one else has gotten over 1,000 yards yet.
Yeah,
but that's what happens when you play every snap. Have we ever seen a DC even throw another quarterback? No, I'm looking at the stats right now. DC doesn't have another quarterback that's thrown a pass. So it's amazing what can happen when you have a coach that is aware of starting the best player. J-Mark, what game are you most excited for?
Yeah, for me, it's that Battlehawks Arlington game. That's got some playoff implications in it because they're both trying to get that second place behind DC right now. But as CJ said, DC Michigan is going to be a hell of a game too. If Michigan happens to win that, then whoever loses Arlington, St. Louis still right in it.
Yeah. Folks, want to tell you that the UFL Gambling Podcast, where Crossroads Meet Bullshit, is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Time for my bonus Underdog Pick'em. Yes, you got to check out Underdog Pick'em. You can play any sport and win up to 100 times the amount of money you enter. We were all over some UFL plays over the past couple weeks. They got UFL action. Why are you not checking it out? They also got every other damn sport you could think of. So sign up, and when you do, sign up with our promo code TCESGPN to claim your special pick plus first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. That's UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code TCESGPN. And we're also brought to you by Rhythm. Yes, Rhythm is your home for AI back picks and props. Dominate the rest of the UFL season, the NBA playoffs, the NHL playoffs, MLB prop market with Rhythm. Build your own model. It's simple, it's easy, it's fun, and Rhythm knows you'll love it. They guarantee it. All right. That's why they include a free 7-day trial period. So look, Rhythm also has some amazing deals going on now. 25% off the monthly subscription there with the promo code SGPN25 and 50% off the annual subscription with the promo code SGPN50. That's Rhythm. That's RITHMM. Promo code SGPN25 or SGPN50 to get your free 7-day trial period today. Once again, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's RITHMM. And let it ride. All right, it's power ranking time. And no, you crazy bastards. Very curious who we have at number 8, because I think we might have moving pieces.
Okay.
I'll watch. And by the way, I know we got to do a pick show on Thursday. I will have watched all the UFL games from this past weekend. I don't phone it in. All right. Even though we know the league does, but I don't. All right. I guess I got to go San Antonio with this Payton Pardee being JoJo the circus clown. Give me these Brahmas at 8.
Yeah, and again, McFarland 6 carries, 40 yards.
Yeah, idiots. The whole league's full of idiots.
What are we doing here?
Look, J-Mark, is Payton Pardee going to do a backflip to your 8th spot?
Yep, he's in my 8th spot for sure.
At number 7, I got these Memphis Showboats.
Right.
Look,
I agree with J Mark there. You can't. They're not. I don't think they're going to go on a tear right now. But it was a great bump. They looked good. At least they looked better. They looked competent. For sure. So Memphis easily number 7.
J Mark.
Yeah, agreed. Seeing eye to eye.
Wow, this is getting.
They just signed Wes Hillis. Let's go.
Former Delaware Blue Hen, if memory serves me correct. At what am I at now? Number 6. Yeah, number 6. I got. This is a tricky one because I'm gonna put the Houston Roughnecks just with faith that Curtis Johnson will fuck it up.
Yeah,
but they look all right. All right, they look all right.
They have an arrow pointing up, as they would do, like on those graphics up there with the arrow pointing up. They're on a heater, Houston, definitely. But I certainly can't vault them above the teams that are above them just yet.
Yeah. J Mark, you?
Yeah, number 6. I don't foresee this team getting in higher than number 6, especially with Curtis Johnson. But that's where they're at right now. They're looking good. Yeah,
and at number 5, I will put the St. Louis Battlebirds. You got severely outgained. You won because Mike Nolan's a moron, but I don't know that I have faith moving forward. So I question, even though my guy Max Duggan, can Tony Meatball give that type of performance week in, week out? I know they got the Battlebird fans back there, but I still have questions. CJ.
Well, I think for all the things you said is the reason why I have Michigan number 5, because I don't trust Mike Nolan. I don't even care if he says Perkins is going to be started. I don't believe him. He can't help himself. Why would he do this every single week? And I'm going to ride with whatever that St. Louis linebacker said. Like this Michigan team's a bitch team that was crying all game. So give me Michigan at number 5.
J Mark, who do you got at number 5?
Yeah, my biggest surprise was Michigan's defense not able to lock down St. Louis at all, no matter what they were doing. I mean, they let Blake Jackson throw a touchdown pass. So I also have the Panthers at 5.
Real quick, Ben.
But they're counting.
I was going to say real quick, Ben DiNucci cut by the Saints today. So DiNucci's on the wire.
We got a new best quarterback in the league?
Yeah.
Which team will grab him? Watch it. Well, he'll end up at Birmingham. He'll be their 4th-string quarterback.
Right.
Yeah. So at what is it? What are we at? Number 4 now. I have the Michigan Panthers. CJ, there's a reason I won't fight that too much. We just saw St. Louis win the game.
Right.
I still believe Michigan's roster is light years better than a St. Louis roster without Manny Wilkins, but
Fair enough.
Mike Nolan's an idiot. So it wouldn't shock me if I'm wrong about that. But I got my power ranked number 4. Bet Detective, who do you got at 4?
Yeah, fair enough. I have St. Louis, and if you watch that game, it's hard to say, like, you know, I mean, the one is heads and shoulders above the other one. You can say Michigan was the better team, but it was a great game. And St. Louis with Akeem Butler back is just a different team, and I trust Duggan. They look like their old self. So you got to give St. Louis a nod here for what they did, especially at home.
J-Mark, who do you got at number 4?
Speaking of St. Louis, did you guys see the John Gruden thing with St. Louis? Tony Meatball sent him some swag, and he's doing this whole promo. Michigan's coming into town, and St. Louis has this quarterback, Manny Wilkins. He looks pretty good. And they got Max Duggan on the sidelines. It's like nobody updated him that Wilkins was out for the season. Duggan would not be on the sidelines.
Well, Gruden's like locked in a basement at Barstool, kind of like Celtic Pride, where they have him kidnapped and like, hey, you know,
a Celtic Pride reference.
Yeah, I don't think he's ever against his will or whatever.
But
another thing is, I expect a bill in the mail with all that shit. Here's we're sending you all this Gruden. Right. That'll be $375. At number 3, right? Who'd you have at 4, J-Mark?
Battlehawks.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now we're talking.
At 3, for me, I mean, guys, I'm not gonna overreact. Arlington, the Renegades, are the 3rd best team in this league. They lost to the Birmingham Stallions 2 weeks ago, and can't put them above them. Can't do it.
Really? You just did the same exact thing with Michigan St. Louis.
Well, they didn't win 3 championships over the past 3 years. So
hey, they lost head to head. Can't do it. That's all that matters is who wins the game. Oh, Michigan, they dominated.
Yeah, can't do that. Can't do that at all. Look, Arlington, we'll see what you do in the future, but you need to make the playoffs first. You got to worry about that. Bet Detective, who do you got at 3?
I went Birmingham 3. Now, especially with that game, that was a weird game, a Friday night game that Arlington probably should have won, but they didn't. Whatever. Birmingham got the 10-9 win, whatever that game was. But Birmingham just hasn't put a lot of good games on tape yet. They've played like maybe 1 or 2 decent games, and they've looked kind of, if not bad, mediocre to say the least for a lot of their games. And you lose to Memphis? No, I'm not putting you.
Are they the only team in the league that started 3 quarterbacks though in 5 weeks?
Yeah, I mean, 3 good quarterbacks, 3 that are all better than Kellen Mond.
Woo.
Sure. But you are right about that.
Yeah. J-Mark, who do you got at what is this? 4? 3? 3?
I got Birmingham at 3. They just have not looked as dominant. I think the other 2 teams are better.
Yep. And who do you got at 2, J-Mark?
Number 2, I got the Arlington Renegades.
Yeah.
I got the DC Defenders.
That's funny. For the second week in a row, I might as well go through this fast. Second week in a row, nothing has changed. I have DC number 1, my power rankings. Exactly why I had them on the money line this week. They're my number 1 ranked team, and nothing in my last week changed.
Yeah, I mean, I got Birmingham number 1 because the regular season, they're still in first place. They're still in first place in the East. They got the best coach. They've had 3 quarterbacks, 5 weeks. No one's had to battle that type of adversity.
Oh my God! Listen
and and Skip will know who the bellboy is next time. Don't
pull a back muscle stretching to make this argument. My good God!
Don't panic. It's the regular season, all right? They're still a 1 seed right now if the season ended.
All right.
So
a 1 seed. There. Congratulations.
Who do you got at number 1 there, J-Mark?
DC, best team in the league.
You're
going to eat shit on that. And also a team that destroyed Birmingham to open the game, by the way.
Birmingham had a chance to win late, but
they 150 yards.
Yeah, but it's a regular season. We'll see in the Freedom Cup. All right.
I just like how you pick and choose your arguments for what
you're goddamn right, but I trust coaching. All right. I don't trust Mike Nolan. All right. Mike Nolan. Who's the worst coach in this league? Is it Curtis Johnson or is it Mike Nolan? He gets a pass because he's been coaching 2 weeks.
Yeah, I don't want to jump on. I don't want to push Curtis Johnson. This is Curtis Johnson's week. I don't want to push him down now. I mean, this is his moment. He had his thing, But Nolan. Yeah, Nolan's not great. Pardee, right, is new. Jeez, I don't know.
All right,
Now-
just say it. Nolan's the fucking worst. All right.
All right, fair enough.
Folks, J Mark's got a show coming up. You need to
Yep.
check this thing out. Old Fashioned Football Podcast. He wants to shut the fuck up. He wants us to shut the fuck up and go over there and subscribe right now and check out the Old Fashioned Football Podcast. Give J Mark a follow on Twitter at JMarkFootball. 4-0 ATS this past week.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Love
The Bet Detective. Triple Crown, NHL playoffs, NBA playoffs, everything going on right now. UFL action. Check out the Bottom Line Bombs podcast and give CJ Sullivan a follow on Twitter at CJ Sullivan _. And I'm on Twitter at DColBD. Check out the College Football Experience. And we will be back Thursday. And I will have watched all the tape. Let's go. Till next time. This is the UFL Gambling Podcast, where crossroads meet bullshit. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
Run and shoot. We can really run and shoot. And the whole team's looking and the whole world's looking with the cameras. Run and shoot.